Alright class, it's time for a pop quiz. Let's say you're face to face with an Inland Taipan, the world's most venomous snake. Do you A, leave it alone? Or B, fuck with it until it kills you? Most of you guys probably picked A. Unless you're this guy. This is going to be an interesting video. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video is a bit different than most of my videos. Normally I don't talk about this kind of stuff, you know, the negative stuff. I like to keep it positive here, but today, like, this dude just pissed me off. And I really do think that there's a lot of teaching moments here, so might as well capitalize on it. But without further ado, guys, let's get started. So, what the hell happened? Basically, this man from Florence, South Carolina, got rushed to the hospital on Friday. It is Sunday, by the way, at the time I am recording this. Got rushed to get treated for a snake bite. The snake that bit him was one of, if not the most venomous snake on the planet, the Inland Taipan. This was a snake that was not obviously a wild animal. They're not from, you know, the States. It was just one of his pets that he had. Bit him, got rushed to the hospital. From what the family has been posting on Facebook, he's not dead yet, I guess. Maybe he'll survive, who knows. But he's on a ventilator, not doing so well. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen to him. He has gotten anti-venom, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So, who was Jeffrey?
My name is Jeff.
Honestly, I've read a lot of things about him. I've seen some of his posts. The dude was not very well liked. Honestly, I have no respect for him. I frankly don't care that he's probably dying or about to die. I have no fucking respect for him. I'll just pull up one of his posts. These are his own words. I'll just pull it up and let you guys make your own opinion on him. There's more reasons why I don't respect him. The main one I'll talk about in a few minutes, but let me just read you guys a post by Jeffrey Leibowitz. Mind you, this is the guy that got bit by the venomous snake, so keep that in mind while you read this. It kind of makes it a little bit funny. All right, let's hear. I'm only gonna say this once. People who can't use their hands when necessary with venomous trip the fuck out when the snake climbs up the hook towards them. Then they die, and their pussy families blame us. Shut the fuck up. These are the same puss people who never shut the fuck up about a snake never attacking person. A snake never attacking a person. These are the teachers, the educators who help others get over their fear of snakes. Meanwhile, you're too punked out by your own snakes to interact with them, and only do so when absolutely necessary. And you're an itchy, yeast-infected art collector giving advice about testosterone through estrogen-filled pussy lips. You should certainly shut the fuck up. You can't do what we do. We can do what you do. If you nevertheless have an opinion, then you have no business in my hobby or my country. Get the fuck out of both and eat a dick. You say we're macho men? Well, you're goddamn right. We ain't the ones getting fucked up our ass, reveling at the thought of one day wearing grandma's dress, jacking off to the dead squirrel Pop gave you. But don't worry, Daddy isn't mad at you. Daddy knows that one day you'll wear grandma's girdle, hold your fishing pole hook, and have your fair shot at menopause too. In the meantime, suck my fucking cock. That was Jeffrey. It's the kind of guy he was, is, don't know. Jesus Christ. Honestly, just reading that right off the bat, I can just tell, like, this is a very... My snake fucking is crawling away. Hold on. Anyway, just reading that, you can tell he's a very bitter, just angry person. Always thinks he's somehow better than everyone. Like, dude, what the hell was that, man? Like, you're gonna jack off to a dead squirrel. You have, I don't even want to repeat like half the shit I just read, but you can, and he called himself daddy twice, which is just the cringiest shit ever, and just the sign of very fragile ego, probably very small penis as well. But Jesus Christ, man, that was the kind of guy he was. But I want to point out the fact that this dude was acting like he was fucking untouchable. He was clowning, and I'm not talking about just this post, I'm talking about other posts and stuff. Clowned people that use hooks with venomous snakes. That, by the way, using hooks, there's still a lot of danger, right? But at least you're taking some sort of, you know, precautions to minimize an already just inherently risky activity. Just free handling, like the dude thought that he had the biggest nuts on the planet because he free handles, right? He even has a post where he says anti-venom is for pussies. The guy would literally clown people for having stock of anti-venom just in case, you know, they were to get bit or something. Jeffrey, you're a fucking pussy, because you, the first thing you did after getting bit was go onto Facebook and cry for help like a little bitch. Oh, anyone with anti-venom, please deliver it to this hospital. Mind you, I would have done the same if I fucked up and I was dying too. However, this didn't happen to me, it happened to you, therefore you're the pussy. It's just so funny, man. Like, everyone is hard and everybody acts tough until they get hit in the fucking mouth, and then your true character shows. Dude was acting like he was untouchable. Oh, anti-venom is for pussies, never gonna get bit. Look at what fucking happened, bro. Now you are the laughing stock of the reptile community, dude. The reason I fucking dislike this guy so much, aside from his just disgusting fucking god complex, is the fact that he just spreads so much just misinformation and just recklessness. He has a video, I'll probably put it up on the screen, where essentially he has the taipan. Mind you, the taipan that bit him, he just got that. I don't know if he just got that snake, but hours earlier he had posted a video of essentially grabbing the snake and forcing it to, or trying to make it so that it doesn't bite you by like not letting it turn its head. So number one, you're restraining the fuck out of the snake. That's not cool. It's not, like, it doesn't make you any more of a fucking man. Like, being in control. He used that word a lot. Like, you can control it, know its limitations, yada yada. Like, dude, you're just not that guy. You never were. You never fucking will be if you survive.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Like you were doing stupid shit and you paid a fucking price. That snake bit him literally hours later. Like, mind you, comments telling him, bro, this is dangerous, this is stupid. Always shrugged it off, always antagonized everyone because he thought he was untouchable. And then this shit happened. But the reason why I have such an issue with this guy is he just has, like, he just treats everyone like shit. He treats everyone like shit. And not only that, like, you can treat people like shit, fine, but I have no respect for anyone that is just selfish towards animals. The dude has, and mind you, this is something I've seen with venomous keepers in generals, not in general, not all, obviously, but they all keep them in the same crappy fucking vision cages with a bunch of mulch, one water bowl, and maybe a hide. Like, bro, do something better for your snake, man. Like, if you care about these animals as much as you say you do, don't just take them out and feed your fucking king cobra like a python or whatever the hell, and then just be like, oh, cool, guys. Like, do something nice for it, man. Build it a nice fucking enclosure. Like it's just so boring, man. Like, people just get these animals, dude, for the fucking views, the clicks. That's why the people that do have them, like, they'll put venomous in like caps, like, on every video. But this Jeffrey clown, he got bit, right? You want to risk your own life, you want to be a fucking idiot despite everyone telling you, hey, it's stupid, go ahead. But because he got bit, right, they ended up confiscating his 14 other snakes and they got euthanized. They got put down, like, just straight up, went into his home, euthanized the rest of his collection. And yeah, it just sucks, man. He had some beautiful snakes and they had to suffer because this fucking guy, who, mind you, isn't a researcher, he's not, you know, doing anything with venom. He's literally just some old entitled fuck that thought he was God, thought he was untouchable, and he was just a fucking venomous hoarder that kept his snakes in shitty conditions. Mind you, I just said this stuff about these YouTubers and the vision cages, whatever. Bro, what they're doing looks like heaven compared to this dude. Like, this dude didn't even have vision cages. He just had his shit in tubs, like ugly, like horrible conditions, no room. And mind you, he's just constantly terrorizing his animals for his own enjoyment. Like, he has a video where he's just going like this, like scaring his the taipan that bit him, actually. Fucking loser. The taipan that bit him, he's doing this thing, like just going over the enclosure, dude. Again, I'm no expert with venomous, but bro, any snake or most animals are gonna freak out, dude, if you're doing this. The snake is like fucking arched up, like freaking out. He's just selfish, man. He's selfish, and because of that, 14 snakes had to get killed. So I don't really care, honestly. Like, I know whenever something like this happens, most people are like, oh, you know, I didn't agree with him, but you know, you'd hate to see this happen. You know, I'm praying for them, wishing the best of them, yada yada. I genuinely do not fucking care. I'm not wishing that he dies. Realistically, like, I'm not actually wishing for that, but I do not care if he does or doesn't. Like, if you're a shitty person, you're still a shitty person if something tragic happens to you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just, you know, give you pity and love just because something bad happened to you. If he does make it, hopefully this is a wake-up call. If he doesn't, hopefully somebody can, you know, learn from this. But aside from the whole Jeffrey thing, I do kind of want to talk about some other issues. So before we keep going, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon members. You guys are the absolute best. I love you guys all very much. If you want to sign up for the Patreon, you can sign up for as little as $5 a month. It will probably help me cover the upcoming lawsuit that Jeffrey's family is gonna send at me. Jesus fucking Christ. But no, seriously, I appreciate all of you guys over there. Feel free to check it out. Link is in the description. But let's get back to the video. Before I share my thoughts on what this case could do for the hobby and whether or not I think people should even keep venomous in the first place, I do want to briefly touch on the Inland Taipan, its venom, and what makes this the most dangerous snake in the world, and just the worst one you could have possibly been bitten by. The info that I'm about to share with you guys now came from Bryan on Facebook. He has a PhD, and he said that this was the focus of his studies. He left this on a post, so I will leave the link to that post if you guys want to read everything for yourselves. I've kind of just, you know, taken some notes and synthesized everything to just make it more quick and digestible for you guys. So let me pull up the notes that I have on this. So again, he did his PhD in, I guess, evolutionary studies on the Inland Taipan, but he says that basically one of the reasons why this animal is so dangerous is because they've evolved to, well, they eat essentially like dangerous mammals that can fight back and often injure or even kill the taipan. He cites specifically that they eat a lot of long-haired rats, which I guess could, you know, pose a substantial threat to them. So because of that, they've evolved in such a way that their venom is essentially like a nuke. Like, it's just meant to just hit you hard and just debilitate you to the point that you can't even fight back, right? So that's kind of how the taipan has evolved, to have that kind of venom where it's just really potent and just gets the job done. So they have incredibly long fangs. They have a tendency to bite victims repeatedly. He cited an example that he knows of a case where a young boy was bitten by the taipan, like just over and over. Like, both his legs and his groin area had bite marks. Like, could you imagine just being bitten repeatedly by a venomous snake? That's, Jesus Christ. They have the long fangs, they can bite repeatedly, they have a long strike range, but what makes them the most dangerous is their complex venom. It's made out of 4 different venoms. It has cardiac acting toxins, coagulant toxins, myotoxins, and neurotoxins. I'm no expert, so I'm just going to be reading off what each of those things do, but just off the bat, man, like 4 different types of venom. Like, dude, you're fucked, man. Like that sucks. Like that genuinely sucks. And from what I was reading, it's really nice because it kind of all seems to work like well together. I'll show you guys what I mean now, but the cardiac toxins, they act quickly, and they essentially make it so that when a human is bitten, they become dizzy or even unconscious. And then this gives the slower acting but much more lethal toxins a chance to like really do the job done. So step one, you get dizzy, you knock out. The other venoms are gonna kill you now. Next, you have the coagulotoxins, which renders the person unable to form blood clots. Essentially what that means is if you get bitten or you have any kind of wound or cut, it's not going to stop bleeding. You're just going to keep bleeding, which is just horrible. The myotoxins then destroy the muscle tissues. Of course, this can lead to just permanent muscle loss, disability, just necrosis. Like, it's just, your muscles are getting eaten away essentially by the venom, eventually leading to, you know, the muscles just dying. And then you have the neurotoxins that block the signal from the nerves that tell the muscles to contract. This means that you can die from suffocation since your diaphragm can't move anymore. That's why the victims are often placed on ventilators, which is essentially a way to artificially breathe, like with a machine. So yeah, this snake has those 4 kinds of venoms just hitting you at once. It is the most venomous snake in the world. The last one I would ever want to get bitten by. Yeah, that's pretty much the Inland Taipan, guys. Don't be like Jeff. Don't get bit by a taipan, I guess, is the advice for the day. So, do I think people, just private hobbyists, should be allowed to keep venomous snakes? Yes, but it's not just a yes, it's yes, but there has to be a way to do it right, and a lot of the states are doing it right. For example, here in Florida, I forget the number, I think it's at least 1,000, it may be even more, of hours working with said animal to get like a permit. I'm sure there's other stuff, but there's a permitting system where essentially you can't just decide you want a king cobra or a black mamba or whatever it is, go out and get one. You actually have to have a permit. I cannot buy a venomous snake today if I wanted to, right? South Carolina, where he was at, South Carolina does not have laws requiring permits for venomous, so apparently anybody can just get them. From what I've heard, and mind you, this is just heard on Facebook, few people were saying it, apparently the town that he was in had an ordinance where you do need a permit for those kind of snakes. So even though he wasn't breaking Carolina law, he was breaking, I guess, a city law. Again, I do not know if that is 100% a fact or not, but just so you guys are aware, if your state doesn't require it, there is a chance that, you know, your city or town or whatever may still require it. So you may not be out of the woods yet, but that's number one. I do think that you need a permit. Typically, I am against, you know, I guess like the government being able to tell people what to do, getting involved in their personal, private lives, whatever. I'm kind of the belief, if you want to be a fucking idiot, go be an idiot. Doesn't really affect me. The only issue is with venomous snakes, it does affect more than just one person, unfortunately. If Jeff wants to, you know, go kill himself, that's his, you know, he has the right to do that. However, here in this situation, for example, because of his fuck up, his mistake, 14 snakes had to get euthanized, right? So it's not like this was just him taking the risk and, you know, being a man and being like, whatever. My actions will only affect me. No, they affect other people, right? Aside from that, he got bit. What would have happened if there was someone else at the home, maybe a child or something, right? You get bit, you're on the floor unconscious, who knows? Snake is loose, kid opens the door, kid dies, right? Or same scenario, but the snake escapes, and now it's, you know, in someone's backyard, someone fucking sees it, picks it up, whatever, gets bit. I think with venomous, there's definitely the potential for this affecting more than just yourself, and because of that, I do think that there should be some kind of regulations kind of in place for that sort of stuff. I also think if you are going to get venomous stuff, you have to be way more prepared and more humble than this guy. This guy, again, thought it wouldn't happen to him. Didn't, like I said, didn't take any precautions, would laugh at people that would take precautions. His famous anti-venom is for pussies, and then proceeds to beg for it. Just fucking kills me. But yeah, like, I think if you are gonna keep venomous snakes, I think you have to have, or at least have access to, have like a supplier, maybe somebody at a hospital, at a zoo, whatever, someone that with anti-venom with your name on it in case, you know, shit goes down. How do you have the most dangerous snake in the world, or any venomous snake really, right? Especially one that's not native. Because for example, here in Florida, if I get bit by a diamondback, odds are if I go to a hospital, they probably will have the anti-venom, or at the very least, there's gonna be someone nearby with rattlesnake anti-venom, because it's a local snake, you know what I mean? It's not like if I get bit by a king cobra, my pet king cobra, that someone's gonna have it, right? With this taipan, it took him hours to get the venom. That is something that he should have had a contingency plan for ahead of time, right? So on the same breath, I personally think if you are gonna have these animals and you're gonna be allowed to have it, you gotta show like, hey, I do have access to anti-venom, or hey, I have so-and-so connect with access to this stuff. Like, this dude didn't have a plan, like, at all. If he had a plan, he wouldn't be on Facebook begging people to fucking save him. You know what I mean? He asked this one person, well, I'm not gonna name because they don't need, you know, to kind of get shit, but he asked someone who basically runs like a zoo, a zoological foundation, for the anti-venom. They said no. Rightfully so. They said no because you give him the anti-venom, that stuff is super expensive, and to replace, it could take weeks or even months. She has her own workers at her zoo working with these animals. So if they were gonna send it over for Jeffrey, she's now putting her own employees at risk, which I wouldn't have done either, especially not because of someone idiot's fuck up. You know what I mean? So that's the other thing. Where are you going? Is I think you gotta prove that you have access to anti-venom. Sorry guys, my camera died, but yeah, essentially on the whole issue of should we keep venomous or not, I say yes. I just do think that since there are other people involved, it's not just you taking the risk. I do think that we need to have a permitting system, which again, most states do, or at least a lot of them do. And I think that you should be required to have anti-venom, or at least prove that you have someone that will give you the anti-venom for every snake that you have, or every species, or I guess snakes that have the same, you know, kind of venom. It's not, anti-venom is like very specific. Like you can't just use one anti-venom for all snakes. But yeah, and then I guess this isn't like a requirement, but I really do wish that venomous keepers would just do a bit more with their husbandry. You guys have some of the most beautiful snakes on the world, and it's always the same shit, man. Always in, you know, little tubs or fucking vision cages that you guys don't even deck out and make look cool. I don't know, man. I want to see you guys just really fucking up it, man. Again, I think venomous snakes are cool. I just, you know, wish people would do a bit more for them. I don't know, man. I'm kind of going on a tangent today as far as what this means going forward, and kind of one of the reasons why like this case just really pissed me off, man, is because this always happens, man. Always. This is textbook, you know, one bad apple ruining it for the whole bunch. Like, because of this fucking guy, I guarantee you the laws concerning reptiles in South Carolina are about to get more strict. They may decide to do a permitting system for venomous snakes, which again, I'm not really opposed to, but I have a feeling it may affect other areas aside from venomous, which would be unfortunate. Like this one guy just makes the whole community look bad. You know what I mean? Like, to us that are in the community, we understand, hey, it's, you know, it's one fucking idiot in South Carolina that made a dumb mistake. To the whole world, it's, you know, oh man, these reptile keepers, look at how reckless, look at how irresponsible. You know what I mean? Like, we have to remember, we are in the minority. Like, most people do not like reptiles, don't keep them. We're already in the minority, and anytime that anyone fucks up in this community, everyone else just paints us all with the same brush. So that's why I hate this guy. He's making the rest of us look bad. He's making venomous keepers specifically look bad, and I really don't think that they're bad. Like, I think most of them are actually pretty cool. So sucks that this guy did it. Sucks that he's kind of ruining for everything. You know, people are gonna talk. They're gonna probably cite this when they go to pass on policies or laws. As is, they just want to get rid of reptiles. They don't want people to keep reptiles. This is definitely gonna get cited. It's gonna fuck it up for everyone, man. They're gonna say that we can't regulate ourselves, that we're irresponsible, because this guy decided to fuck with his snake and get himself killed. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens with him, but yeah, just wanted to update you guys. I guess if there were some takeaway messages, it's don't harass venomous snakes. Don't get bit by them. Don't say anti-venom is for pussies and then beg for it. And just be good to your reptiles, man. Just treat them right. They'll treat you right. Don't think you're invincible. You're not. I'm not. Nobody here is. And you know, just try to not be like Jeff. That's the take-home message for today. Try not to be like Jeff. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. I've been rambling for a while. Thank you all so much for being here. But I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy your reptiles.